Let me just grab my mouse. Hey everybody, come on in, come on in. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. I know I'm early, but I also have rehearsal today, and I'm super excited. Shout out to everybody. Hello, hello, welcome to the couch.
Hey, what up?
How you doing?
I mean, just chilling, smoking.
Is this your first time of me popping up on your page?
Yeah.
Okay, so
this is my first time official.
Well, let me tell you what it is. It's the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits. I do this every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 Central Time. I'm on Spotify, Pandora, TikTok, Big O. I'm everywhere. Now, today, this whole week is Prison Jail Felon Talk. Have you ever done any time?
I don't want to talk about that shit. You on TikTok, you got mad shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all, it's Prison Jail Felon Talk on the couch, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get it popping.
For the Couch Chronicles, where there ain't no fucking limits.
Every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 8 Central Time. You don't never want to miss a couch.
Period.
Trust me, it ain't no fucking limits. I said none.
Let's go. I see y'all on Facebook. Hey, YouTube. Hey, Big O. TikTok. Spotify, Pandora, whatever. Let's get it poppin'.
I'm in my head right now. Meditating, some levitating. Up so high, some skyscrapers. I gotta do right, cause I know heaven's waiting. Gotta lay low, cause these niggas and bitches been hating. Gotta stay grinding, yes, nigga, I've been saying. Hold up, I'm on another level. Yeah, I'm on another plane. So many of these bitches could be driving me insane. And I don't wanna lose my mind, so I gotta swallow my pride. And I tell everybody I'm fine, but my real niggas know that I'm lying. And I'm not that surprised, man. I'm in a bind, man. My spirit, man, is dying. I don't wanna lose, so I gotta do some things that I don't wanna do. And I gotta choose. If I wanna be someone that is bigger than you, mesmerize like I put voodoo on you, boo. Hypnotize beats and I'm coming for you too. I'm taking over until I just weight on my shoulder. Gotta center myself, I gotta get my energy right, yeah. I'm got stuff in no games, so each and every month you can catch me on the fly, yeah. Doing shows on the road, though, getting paid on a low, crap me so slow. Either way, I be putting on the show. Instagram, I be getting on the photo. Floating in another dimension, they know I'm different. I ain't got no other trick to get rich until I'm diminishing. Poppin' so they try so hard, just not to mention me, but I'ma stay down till I take everything that I did is gon' pay off. Might take time like a nigga on a layout. Stay off my dick, keep poppin' shit. Got a little more time, let me show you on that bitch. Hey, I made up my mind, yeah. I'm spitting fire, got ladies inspired, I'm niggas desire. This is kinda mad, and I do not blame her. Her heart is in danger, and I can blame him. Yeah, I can blame him, cause that nigga wasn't 100%. I need to get in my zone. People thinking my line, I won't answer my phone. I just wanna be alone while I'm drumming through drums like I'm thumbing my horns. My enemies plotting, I'll empty these drums. I don't wanna go, but if I got to, then I'll put on a show. You already gotta make it to the end of the road. I gotta make it to the goal. I gotta make it to the goal. That's on the top of my soul. That's in my vision. Greatness is right in my distance. That's why some people been acting so different. That's why some people been being so distant. That's why some people been acting like I'm in my head right now. Meditating, trying to levitate. I gotta do right cause I know heaven's way. I gotta lay low cause these niggas and bitches been paid. Gotta stay down, yes nigga I've been saying. I'm on another level, yeah I'm on
Anywhere that you could download music, type in Elevate and my name, Janell. And it's gonna pop out. Pop up. Anywhere that you listening to music. Y'all already know what today is. It's the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits. I do this every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 Central Time. You know, I'm on a little bit early today because for those that's in Oklahoma, you already know that this Sunday is the 10th annual OKC People's Choice Awards. Needless to say, I'm super excited. Now, I've been having people ask me, are you doing the media? No, I'm not doing the media. I'm actually performing this time. And usually when it comes to stuff like that, I'm like, yo, let me do the media. You know what I'm saying? But I'm performing this time. Not only am I performing one song that's from my new album, but I had another artist that's performing ask me to do the song that I did with them. Which is crazy because anybody that has been following the couch, y'all know that I literally have been, I'm talking about this, the beginning of this year, I went from a wheelchair to walking to all these surgeries, and everything just keep piling up on me, but I'm still pushing through because I want you guys to push through no matter what you're going through. If I can't do anything, I want to be able to set an example in the best way I know how, which is to be the strong person that I've always been, and to be able to just encourage you guys. Yes, you definitely need to come bless the mic. But I'm still healing from my neck surgery, which I won't be completely healed for at least 6 months to a year, which is fine. I've been practicing like crazy for my performance on Sunday because I'm like, yo, I want to be prepared. And even though they push my esophagus any which way, I still want to sound like I used to, which I don't right now, but I don't sound bad. I'm just saying. Anyways, if you haven't already done so, make sure that you check on your strong friends. Anybody that you fuck with, anybody that you love, make sure that you check on them. Anybody that's locked up, write them. I'm not saying put money on their books, but it's a plus. If you know anybody that's in the hospital, do your wellness check, because you have no idea what any of your friends, family, anybody that you fuck with, you have no idea what they're going through, especially if you don't do your own wellness check. You can't just depend on your people to hit you up every time that they going through something, because sometimes people do not, Mr. Canada, what I do? People do not want to express their issues that they're going through a lot, because they know that a lot of times when people ask, hey, are you okay? Is there anything that I could do? They don't mean that they're going to help you pay your bill. They don't mean that they're going to get you through this situation and stay on the phone with you for 3 hours if you need to talk on the phone for 3 hours. They mean that they're going to tell you to go talk to Jesus because he got your back. Something that you didn't already know, huh? You already knew that. That's not why you called your friend, right? You called for a certain thing, a certain feeling, and you didn't get that. So then you stopped calling on people and letting them know when you was going through things. So if you're wondering why somebody that is in your friends circle or a family circle aren't talking to you about going through, because anytime they probably ever did come to you, you didn't make them feel like, so reach out to your peoples. If you're one of those ones who you don't realize, like, you're kind of harsh with your words, then you'll just never know until you call your people and do your wellness check. There's been plenty of times I've done a wellness check on one of my friends, and literally, the time when I called them, they was literally going through it. I was like, oh, shit. Well, here I am. What can I do to help? And I'm never one to brag or anything, but if I can be there for you, I am there regardless. If I fuck with you, which, trust me, it's a lot of people that talk to me, but remember how I was telling y'all, it is prison jail felon talk. So y'all know that when I was locked up, it wasn't that many people that was my color that really, really like fucked with me tough. But now that I'm out, they do. Now, doesn't mean that I wouldn't do my wellness check on them, because I fuck with them too. The love ain't as strong as my friendships with the people that has been down with me since time and all of that. But love is still the same. It's just the bond is stronger. Does that make sense? I'm just saying. Shout out to all my people that have done time and they're out doing everything they can to stay out. Now, I am not going to talk about the election, nor do I want any one of you guys to even bring that type of energy in here. But I only want to say this one thing. With Trump being president, I'm really hoping that when it comes to the felony situation, for any type of job that we have been begging to get, that we know that we're qualified for, that we can get it. That is erased off of every application. It should never even matter. It didn't matter to you guys. It didn't matter to the world. It did not matter to the world that Donald Trump was a felon. But it has always mattered to the world that I am a felon. And the reason why I say it is because I've lost jobs. I've lost friends. I've lost family. I've lost opportunities just by the word felon. And don't let it be a violent crime. Or a violent crime with nonviolent time. But it looks violent on paper. So they don't know that you did nonviolent time because it was considered nonviolent, but it was a crime. It was a violent crime, but it was nonviolent. If that makes sense. If you end up getting assault with a deadly weapon, that's 85%. If you get assault with a dangerous weapon, that's considered a violent crime, but nonviolent time. You feel me? So you're not going to do the whole 85%. So, you said it takes one to know one. It's not your friend's fault if they aren't able to relate to your situation. Sometimes 10 people can tell you the same thing, but it takes that one certain person for it. Yes, for it to hit. Exactly. And that's true. That's why I always say that if you've ever done any time, or if you're just a felon, if you've never done any time, or if you've only been to jail, telling your story, no matter how it goes or how it went, you know what that can do for somebody that comes and watch the couch. I have so many, and don't ever let these views fool you. Don't do that. Because so many people inbox me, they're like, yo, I heard this story, you had such and such on the podcast, and I followed them after you, interviewed them, and your story can help someone. My story can help someone. I've been through so much on the yard. I did 9 years. I've been through so much on the yard that I got stories for days, literally, and I can't make this shit up. There's been so much shit that happened to me on the yard because I wasn't one of the ones that would really, I would get in trouble. Don't get me wrong. But I wouldn't really get in trouble for, doing shit with other inmates. I would get in trouble for, standing up to staff or talking back to them because I know that they fucking wrong. Or quoting them their Bible, which is the ops, which made them mad. They don't like when you come into the prison and you either on some lawyer shit trying to help people get out, or you on some lawyer shit trying to help people beat misconducts. And that's what I was doing. Once I figured out how to beat my misconduct, I was trying to teach everybody the game. I said, fuck that. I'm telling everybody. And the reason how I knew that I had it and they was mad about it was because there was a staff member who, when I say nobody has beat a misconduct with her, which that's one of my good friends. And she wasn't one of my good friends when we was in prison, but I always admired the woman that she was and the fact that she never changed who she was the whole time that I was in prison. She literally was that same person. It's not, even if she thinks that you a good person, no matter what she think of you, she's not gonna just throw a misconduct out because she feels that way. No, she is the same way to everyone. Angela Johnson, and if I'm lying, I'm dying. Anybody, y'all gonna be like, oh, she a bit, I done heard all type of stuff about her, but guess what? It's the same all the way around the board. But I will say this. I love Angela Johnson from the bottom of my heart. When I was in prison, she was one of the only staff members, not just the only one, but one of the only staff members that I actually felt like gave a fuck about what I was going through, what I was thinking, and she took into consideration. I'm talking about, mind you, I did 9 years in there. So when I first got in there, I was having issues. You feel me? They had me on some type of medication I was already hallucinating a little bit, but they was making it worse with the Halidol. So they was making it stronger, not giving me the other pill to go with it to make it not give me all those side effects. Hey, wifey, I love you. So I was going through it mentally. I was cutting myself more, and she pulled me to the side and she was like, listen, baby kid, I'm gonna need you to, whatever you're going through, go through it. But don't allow it to affect your time to where you get extra time put on you. You know what I'm saying? She didn't have to do that. And so I said all of that to say this. She wasn't easy to just beat a misconduct. When I beat my misconduct from her, you know what everybody said? You fucking lying. I was like, no, I'm dead ass serious. They was like, what did you tell her? What did you give to her? I was like, I didn't give her anything. But what I'm going to tell everybody, like I said in the beginning, I used the staff Bible, which was the ops. I went to the law library, and it's not just one book. It's a lot. I'm talking about probably hundreds of them. You know, you have to either go through each page or know what you're looking it up for. Know what you're looking up to where you can ask so somebody can help you find that exact page or around where you need to be looking for. Anyways, so I studied the ops, and not every single one of them, because you know that it's, unless you got a life sentence, you can't really just do all of that. So, or unless you're a speed reader. I studied it for what I needed it for, and I beat my misconduct. Because you can't tell me that you're writing me up for a misconduct for contraband that you did not confiscate. If it's contraband, how come you didn't take it away from me? But you're writing me a misconduct. So, Miss Johnson, shout out to you, girl. I know you about to listen to this story. You probably heard it before. Now, since I've been out of prison, I ain't say it when I was in prison, but because I didn't have to. I didn't want it to come back on me. But anyways, I did lie. I did lie to Miss Johnson because, number one, I wanted to beat the misconduct, but I lied, but the ops had my back. And the reason why is because, again, if it's contraband, how come you didn't confiscate it? And you cannot say that inmate 607641 had what appeared to be a nose ring in her nose. Appeared to be. Well, how do you know? You one, you didn't confiscate it. Two, you wasn't sure. And you want to know how I know you wasn't sure? Because you wrote down in your misconduct that it appeared. Was it, or did it appear? So I used that, and in the ops, it states that you have to, number one, confiscate the contraband that you are saying that the inmate has in order to have the evidence. And two, you have to be for certain that it's what you're saying it is before you put it on paper. So, now, of course, I do got my nose pierced. Oh, no, matter of fact, I'm sorry, it was my lip ring. And of course, I do got my lip ring in. But this is what it was. After she put it resembled, that was wrong. After she didn't confiscate it, boom. Which I wasn't even tripping. I was just like, I already knew I was going to get away with it. I was like, I'm going to go to the law library. I'm about to... Man, I was acting like a real motherfucking lawyer. I had my own little fake ass suitcase and everything. So, I get to the hearing. And this is a real hearing. They got to record you and everything. On the record with 607641, misconduct, da-da-da-da-da. It carries this, that. It found guilty. And I'm just sitting there like, so when she was like, what do you have to say? I was like, well, in the case of da-da-da-da-da, she stated that it resembled. What was it or it wasn't? She didn't even confiscate it. So if it was really contraband, how come she didn't confiscate it? Isn't that neglect on her end? And if it was really true, I spun it a little bit, she got an issue with me. So, of course, she going to write a misconduct, and she thought it was going to stick because she didn't think that I was going to go and get the ops and check on what she's doing because I knew it was false. So, Miss Johnson is looking like, I was like, and according to let's just say it was 4-2336BH2, it states that if an officer does not confiscate the contraband that they are saying that the inmate has, then it is not adequate. And it can be dismissed. Not only that, is you have to be sure. She was looking like, she didn't give me a facial expression. I honestly thought that she was gonna be like, "Girl, get your ass to lock." but she didn't. She was just sitting like how I am when I listen to people's music. I'm like, because I'm taking it all in, which is what she was doing. She was taking it all in. I guess she was looking to see if I was lying, you know, which, again, the ops had my back. So technically, it wasn't a lie. So as I'm pleading my case, she goes back on the record after, you know, before she ends the thing. She's like, okay, the record shows that, you know, 607-641 stated, and that's my real DLC number. That was my real DLC number. 607-641, you know, stated the ops quoted, da-da-da-da-da. She has her evidence, proof. And this is what I told her. I said, now, let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen a chunk of glitter? And she was like, yeah. This is while I was explaining after I did the ops. And, you know, when we in prison, we get to do arts and craft. So in that arts and craft, we had these chunky pieces of glitter that the girls used to steal and put on their eyes. We used to do that. We used to put it on our eyes because it was just so cool. You know what I'm saying? That's how we was able to stay feeling like we was in the world. And I was the master of that. Don't play with me. Anyways, so I brought that chunk of glitter to my hearing. And before I, you know, finished up, that's whenever I brought this point out. Then I pulled it out. I put a little of my toothpaste on it. Went like that. And I stood up. And I looked at her. And I said, now, Miss Johnson, from back here, does this resemble a lip ring? And I was doing like this. And she was like, actually, it does. I said, I rest my case. Who did I think I was? I rest my case. So she did everything she needs to do. Then we off the record. But I had to stand outside while she deliberated. Man, when I say my stomach was boiling so bad, when I get nervous, like, I don't know if it was my nerves or something. I don't know. I haven't, whatever. I don't give a fuck what y'all think. But yeah, nervous, bubble guts, period. Okay? Thinking that I'm about to be sent to lock. That I just did all of this and I'm about to go to lock. So she finally called me in after fucking 15 minutes of making me wait. I go in there. And again, I'm like sweating my stomach. I'm about to fart. Like, sis, did I pass? Am I in trouble? And this is a class A. This means that my level will be dropped from a 4, which I had been a 4 at that time for a while. From a 4 to all the way down to a 1. I wasn't having that. I said, okay, so I'm sitting there. She's like, you know what? When it comes to 607-641 misconduct with the contraband, class A misconduct, they want the level drop. She was telling all the punishments, what it can carry. She said, after listening to 607-641, offender Reyes, I find the defendant not guilty. I was like, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, because I didn't want to be like, you know what I'm saying? I smile big as fuck. I didn't want her to be like, nah, let me think this over again. So I was like, trying to look all serious. But I was really biting my cheeks and pushing it down because I would have bust out smiling. I was just like, because I was happy. I was so happy. Mind you, everyone would tell you that it's no beating a misconduct with Miss Angela Johnson. It's nothing that gets past that lady. Okay? So I'm like, when I finally get out her office, I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was excited. I was like, I feel like I could conquer the whole prison after that. Like, what? Psst. Write me in misconduct. Matter of fact, I will dare. Man, there was times that I would literally make them write me in misconduct just so I could prove to them that I could beat that bitch. I know. That's not the way to do your time in prison. Do not do that. That's not the way to do your time in prison. Trust me, because I lost the privilege. Well, I know that sounds fucked up to say I lost the privilege of being on the max yard to go into a minimum yard. But that's not what it is. It's the fact that when you stay on a yard for so long and you get to know these people that you're around, these women that's around you. And if you're in a men's prison, the men that's around you, you become family. You develop bonds. And sometimes those bonds are hard to break. And even whenever you get out of prison, you miss them more than when you're around your family. You like, damn, you know what I'm saying? So they actually ended up separating me from my wife, my bandmates, my friends, my family. That was my family, you know? And it always makes me so emotional because when they took me away from my wife, she was actually my girlfriend at the time. I always said to myself, you know what? When I get out of prison, I'll do the straight thing like my parents want. I'm pansexual. I don't believe that love has a gender. If I get pregnant, by the time I'm 30, I will settle down and do everything that my parents want me to do with the man, however the way they wanted it, the way it pleased, the way they feel like God wants it. Okay? But I said, if by the time I turn 30 and I don't have no kids, I'm going back to the person that has made me feel the best I've ever felt in my life, inside and out, safe, loved, like cherished. She was my best relationship that I've ever had in my life. And I was like, you know what? When I first got out, it was hard because I had been locked up since I was 17. So when I got out, nothing could have prepared me for what it was like when I actually got out. Nothing could have prepared me for the emotions, the feelings, the everything. And I was like, I can't be with her if I can't be with myself right now. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, I don't want to fail her. I don't want to not be able to send her money. And then she starts fucking with somebody in the yard and then I get wind and then I get upset with her. And then we like, fuck you. And we don't talk anymore and leave on those type of terms. But we left on terms that, hey, you know, right now, let's end it. I don't know if I could do it. Not because I wasn't in love with her, but because I didn't know how to be in the world. I didn't know how to be in the world. I was so scared. I didn't have anybody that was locked up with me to tell me the ropes I didn't have anybody to look to, and my family wasn't helping. They was making it worse. And it was just like, damn, like, I gotta wait till all my peoples get out before I start feeling a semblance of normalcy. And that's actually how it happened too. So, like I said, by the time I turn 30, if you don't get me pregnant, I am going back to my girl. I am going to find my woman. And that's what happened. That's actually what happened. I didn't get pregnant that whole time. And mind you, I ended up finding out while I was with my wife that I had 24 fibroids and cysts that have been growing inside of me for over 15 years. No doctor has caught it. So everything happens the way it's supposed to happen. I always imagined that I would have had 10 kids. I didn't have none. But I have my music, my podcast, my fur babies, and the love of my life, and I'm happy. Even though my family disowned me, and at times when I'm talking about it on the couch or bringing up a situation or something, it does kind of bring me to tears because, of course, it still hurts sometimes. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to allow it to drag me and affect me for the rest of my life. No, y'all made y'all decision, stand on it. It is what it is. Move the fuck on. I have hella people that's in my life right now that actually love me and want to be here. That I can only appreciate that and love that. And that is what helps me carry on. My wife, our family, you know what I'm saying? My podcast, the Couch Potatoes, y'all are literally everything to me. My music fans, friends, family, whatever you want to call them. My babies. I love y'all. If you're just now tuning in, it's the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no fucking limits. I do this every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 Central Time. Follow Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Pandora, THA Couch on Facebook, TikTok, and Bigo. Couch Chronicles No Limits on Instagram and my main YouTube Instagram and my .coms, which is THA, real JANELL, and THA Couch.com. Before we head out, I got a little bit more of a word for you, but I'm going to jump on with a song and stand up for a second because I haven't been able to take my pills today because I've been so busy. I didn't want to fall asleep or oversleep. But I'm going to get up for a second, go take my medicine. That way when I go to rehearsal, I won't be feeling bad, or just in this much pain. But this is just too much. The fuck. And like I said, it's prison, jail, felon talk, so you already know what song I'm going to put on, right? Oh, you don't? Watch this.
We have the jackpot this
Our
time.
song.
Ay, big time, I did big time, giving up the years. They took me straight off the front line, I'm not lying. I'm watching my mama cry up in that courtroom. Then the judge just dismissed me like I was dumb too. Then the bailiff looked at me like, what you gon' do? My mind is fucked up, so all I'm thinking is I'm gon' shoot. And reality set in like it was supposed to. Cat calls down the hall, that's what them folks do. Brown bag, bologna sandwich in them jumpsuits. My cellmate just did 100 years on some dumb shit. Damn, is this the end of the days? Cause living in a cell is just like being in the grave. If ain't no money on your books, then you ain't eating shit. You better pray that you can mail a penitentiary gift. And for them lonely days, a visitation list from your family and your friends, that's a major lift. And yo, spirit, all the trauma on the yard, you wanna forget it, yeah. Behind these walls is different, and you wouldn't understand if you didn't live it. Ayy, big time, I did big time, ayy, and they took me off the front line. I'm still scarred from doing my time, but everybody say I should let go. I'm trying, but it did something to my mental. In or out the pen, you know I stand 10 toes. Now you know, I hold my own, that ain't wrong. And I know I gotta think different, cause if I don't, then I guess I be the same nigga. Wait, I'm tryna let it go. I'm tryna be a better person so I don't have to get physical. I gotta get my mind right for the limelight. I don't care who judging if they don't know doing time life. Tryna be an example to my fans and all my peoples and my nieces and my nephew. Big time, I did big time. Sitting in that cold cell in the daytime. Your time be fine, but it's not like the world, no. Big time, I did big time. Giving up them years that took me straight off the front line, I'm not lying. Been watching my mama cry up in that courtroom. Then the judges dismissed me like I was dumb too. And the bailiff looked at me like, what you gon' do? My mind is fucked up, so all I'm thinking is I'm gon' shoot. Damn, is this the end of the days? Cause living in the cell is just like being in the grave.
I'm just saying. It's the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no fucking limits. Period. Wherever you watching, make sure you follow, subscribe, share the live. If you would like to support the couch, it's never mandatory, but it's always appreciated. You can Cash App, PayPal, or Chime, THA, real JANELL, or you can send stars, gifts, whichever. Hey, shout out to everybody that's tuned in. I definitely appreciate the love and support. Again, I had to come on a little bit early because today I do have a rehearsal. This Sunday is the 10th annual OKC People's Choice Awards, and I have been nominated for Favorite Local Podcast and Favorite Female Vocalist. And I'm also performing, so I'm excited. I can't wait. And if you are in the Oklahoma area, I hope to see you there. Now, I do want to say this. Mind you, I do have a few things I want to get off my chest before we leave. Like one, Tyler Taft, he's a 12-year-old young little boy that lost his life a few days ago, shooting himself in the neck. And, you know, they just now getting some more evidence that his brother was in the room with him. And they're now charging his mother and his brother for child neglect. My heart goes out to the family. My heart goes out to the mom and, you know, the family, especially the mom. Losing a child, I couldn't imagine what that does to someone's heart. If you guys have lost anyone this year for any reason, I do want to go ahead and give a moment of silence. So if you could turn off whatever you have on, let's give this moment to them. Thank you guys. I love you. Oh man, it's crazy for real. Now, I wanted to say this because it's very important. For this whole week, I kind of been talking about, just being taken advantage of, rape, child molestation. I feel like those are the type of things that should get max sentences. Sometimes officers in prison use inmate jobs to lure and rape women and men. And it's really nothing that the victims can do. Because when you are in prison and you are violated and you speak out about it, just like the officers that's out here in the world protect their own, the staff members, the ones that aren't corrupt, they do that too. And you'll find a lot of that in prison, which is the reason why we have been begging to have body cams put in the prisons, which they are going to be put in there. But just like officers out here, sometimes they don't turn on their body cams or there's a malfunction. Who's to say that they won't use that line all the time when it comes to these prison deaths that they're going to start investigating once they start getting these body cams on? Or the rapes, the many rapes that go on for so long. And it's nothing that the women can do about it or the men, because when they speak on it, they get punished. And the system shows time and time again that even not in the prison systems, even out here, when you speak up on your abuser, the person that abused you, you are the one that is looked at, fucked up, talked about all upside your fucking head, disrespected. And then even if they do finally try to do something with the judicial system, they literally laugh in your face. The reason why I say that is because, 3 years? 3 months? Probation? That's a fucking joke. That's a fucking joke. Every rape should be treated like a federal charge. It should be treated like a federal charge. I don't see why not. Because if they did it in a park, they can get the max life sentence because this is federal grounds. Every individual should be treated like a fed. If you disrespect me, if you rape me, you're going to the feds. Max life, bitch. Rape, anything like that, goodbye. Why not? Hold these officers accountable, hold these people accountable, and do not, you literally are making the victims feel like it's useless to use the police. It's useless to tell on our victims. What I did, I will never recommend for anybody to do because you never know how the outcome could happen. If you're new to the channel and you are a new couch potato, then short story, I did 9 years for shooting a man that raped me in the face. He survived because he was on cocaine, kept his adrenaline pumping. He came and testified against me. He never got charged for what he did, only I did. I did my time, I'm out. I don't owe them anything. And I turned down taking parole because I didn't want to have to owe nobody nothing. Don't ask me nothing. Don't tell me I owe you nothing. Goodbye. And I discharged. I'm fine with that. Tauruses are patient if they have to be. So it's just fucked up. And I know that I've been talking about it this whole week, but it's so many sexual things that's going on right now. So many disgusting things that's in this world right now. And a lot of things are even put in our face. All for the reason to say, oh, well, we said it like this on such and such. If they believe us or not, that's on them. But we told them. That's how they get away with it. But we told them. We put it in this TV show. It was in The Simpsons all along. They said it always comes true. Duh, yeah, because that's how we did it. Whether they chose to believe it or not, that's on them. But we told you, we informed you. We informed you. Really? The system needs changing for the better. If it's in place to put people away for the right reasons, then it needs to be for the right reasons. If someone is accused of something, okay, do your whole investigation to the max. Whether they're black, white, Puerto Rican, illegal immigrants, the fuck? Protect them like you said, protect and serve. But you guys are only, not every officer, not every correctional officer, but a lot of them protect their own. They don't think about protecting the person, the victim that is being victimized. They don't. And it's really fucking sad. Pathetic, even. So, you know, if you come back, rewatch this, leave me a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. Like, do you think that any rapists or molesters should get the max sentence? And why aren't they? What's that about? Fear of the unknown, period, especially in prison. And the reason why I say that is because the fear of the unknown is you never know when you're locked up who has a problem with you. Or you never know when you're locked up who is related to who or who sent who. And I know that probably sounds like a fucking movie, but I've even had women get put in jail so they can fight me because of my victim sending them in there. And then when one of them finally met me, she didn't do anything, of course, but she told me, you know, that she at first her intentions was to meet me and fight me because of what he said. Who gives a fuck what he said? That's what a lot of predators do. They try to blame it on the victims. I didn't give a fuck about that shit though. The thing is you never know who has it in for you. And sometimes it can just be because you come to the yard and you get canteen. When you come to the yard and you're a person that gets canteen, what you have to really think of and remember is somebody's either being your friend so they can use you, or they're being your friend so they can be your friend. Or you just really never know their real intentions. So using your discernment isn't really, you can use your discernment in prison, of course, but some people are so used to and so good at being the liars that they are in prison, being the manipulators that they are, that it's kind of harder to use your discernment when you're in that type of system. Number one, the vibrations is already low as fuck. Number two, they got so much metal around, it's probably canceling out your powers. You got powers. It's canceling out. Ladies, how many times have you been on your period in prison and it hurts so fucking bad because of all the metal, because of all the everything, the concrete and some people might be like, oh, that's not true. Okay, then why didn't they check us for fibroids and cysts? If it's not true, how come you didn't say, well, you know what? You can have fibroids and cysts. That's probably exactly what it is, but they didn't. So, whatever. Now, you have to really be careful when you're one of those ones that have that canteen and you have people around you. Be careful with your heart and be careful with your time, because anyone could want to trick your time off. Doesn't matter. It can be that you are the same cellie as their girlfriend and they're jealous. They're just a jealous person. They don't want their girlfriend to have anybody attractive in their room. It can be like that. The fear of the unknown is 10 times worse to me in prison. I've never felt that type of fear of, I don't give a fuck what nobody thinks. It's a type of fear that comes to you when you're in prison because you just like, you don't know. You just don't know. You don't know who doesn't really like you. You don't know who's really trying to use you. You don't know what someone's real intentions are sometimes until it's too late. So, Protect your energy. Protect your canteen. Protect your heart. And protect yourself when you're in prison. Because the fear of the unknown can make you, well, for some people who can't take it, it'll make them put themselves in PC. If you're just now tuning in, it's the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits. I do this every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 Central Time. Make sure that you follow Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Pandora, THA Couch on Facebook, TikTok, and Bigo. Couch Chronicles No Limits on Instagram. And my main YouTube Instagram and my .coms, which is THA, real JANELL, and THA Couch.com. The Instagram is Couch Chronicles No Limits, by the way. I definitely appreciate all my couch potatoes for tuning in early, even though I don't go this early. But unless I have something that's really big coming up. I have rehearsal tonight. It starts at 7. I am about to go ahead and wrap it up and get my ice pack on me for a little bit before I go. Because when I say I'm in a lot of pain. But thank you guys so much for your positive vibes and sending me all the nice compliments and everything in my inbox. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you for tuning in. It's the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits. Tomorrow is the last day of prison jail felon talk, and I will see y'all tomorrow on the couch. Good night. Oh, that stretch was hurting. Hold on. Good night. Good night, Big O. Love you. Good night, YouTube. I love you guys. Have a good night. Sending positive vibes, love, and energy your way. And the Anthony Alexander family, if you are watching this, I love you so much. Sending all the positive vibes, love, and energy your way. And again, our condolences. Good night.